I'm going to do this programming or firmware update on the H3 using a MacBook Pro. It's an Intel version, and I have Windows 10 installed in a partition of its own. So it runs just as fast, or if not faster, than the equivalent hardware. A lot of people don't realize that they have a MacBook. They also have a Windows book. So, works great. Okay, you go to walkietalkiesoftware.com. You have to log in. So if you haven't created an account, create one. Use whatever account you want. Hit software. Scroll down to the bottom. And we want the H3 unlock. There's a GMRS and ham. You hit download. And 2024, April 27th. That's it. So you need to remember where it is located, and I can't do the firmware update on my Mac side, but I can do it on the Windows side using my Mac. The following video will show you that. Okay, once you've downloaded the file from the walkie-talkie site, select H3 and be sure to select H3 open if you want open, or ham or GMRS. Mine is set for open, just for the fun of it, I guess. And you have to launch this program, TDH3_IAP, which is right there, short link to it. Okay, I hit open. As for the radio, I'm using, I guess you call it a Kenwood cable or something of that sort. Basically, it's a USB at one end, and the other end is a mic and push to talk. You're not using the USB, but the mic and the push to talk. And at this end, I'm doing this on a MacBook Pro Intel version, and I'm using an adapter, USB-C. Plug it in. I'm running Windows 10, booting up from Windows 10 on a Mac. A lot of people don't realize, but you can install Windows on your Mac, not only Mac OS. You just have to create a partition and do a restart, select option, select the partition you want, and voila, you have Windows. And the drivers and everything are usually optimized, so it runs just as quick, if not quicker, than if I had equivalent hardware. Okay, I've opened the file, everything looks good. If I go to COM port, okay, right now it's not showing my COM port 3. Let's cancel here for a minute. Oh, I gotta hit the end there. Let's go to COM port 3. There we go. Yeah, if it says end, you can't select. You have to start from the beginning. I kind of tested it before, actually 2-3 times, and it worked without any issues. Okay, so you got the proper COM port. Now, what you have to do, the radio has to be turned off. You have to hold the push to talk button. And while you hold down the push to talk button, you don't turn on the radio, you hit start, Then you turn on the radio. And there it goes. And you can let go with push to talk. It's not required to be held the whole time. Successful. It's kind of a funny process, and apparently you're supposed to be able to do it with USB-C. I have yet to do it. And only ports that shows up is COM1, COM2. I'll give that a try, and once I figure out the sequence, I'm sure there is a sequence involved, which I have to play with and figure out. Okay, while we are here, there is another app. It's a programming software, something like OD Master. There you go. COM port 3, good. And read. Finish. Okay, close. And everything is there, by the looks of it, as it is on OD Master. There is option features, all your settings. It appears to be the same as OD Master, which means if this unit is not up to date, there'll be features that you cannot use. For example, the modified frequencies, like the 10 meter band or the 1.25 meter band. A 1.25, yeah, it would work, I recall now. Okay, let's verify that. Looking for the, yeah. So, no, it doesn't even recognize the 1.25 band or the 220 megahertz. It just skipped it, didn't read it, ignored it. So you might as well use OD Master. It's currently no newer or updated, but it's nice to know, and you can then save it. Okay, just another tool. We're going to give chirp on my Mac Sonoma. When I received my first H3, I was able to connect to it using the USB-C cable. And later on, when I wanted to try it again, for some reason, I couldn't do it anymore. Thought for a moment it could be the software updates that occurred, because there was 2 or 3 software updates in between. Anyways, my second radio came in, and I just used the USB-C, and it worked. So I went back to my original radio, using the same cable, same setup. It didn't work. So obviously there's an issue with one radio. I'll have to look into a little bit further why it stopped. So in the meantime, I figured, well, since I have this firmware update cable, I guess we call it a Kenwood cable. Basically, it's a USB-C at one end and push-to-talk and mic input in the other end. It's available at Tidradio, and I'll put in a link in this video in case it's something you want to get. Okay, first thing you got to do is plug it in. Again, I'm using the USB and USB-C adapter. And this is the M1 chip, MacBook Pro 16-inch. Okay, the unit is powered on. Let's go to radio download. Okay, it found a port. Actually, there's 2 ports it found. We'll use the first one. Gives you instructions how to do everything. There you go. It works. So the USB-C itself, I cannot get it to work on this radio. I'm going to switch out and plug in the new radio that just came in. Okay, gotta grab a cable here. Gonna disconnect this. Plug in the USB-C, the adapter. Let me turn this radio off. My second unit, I'll plug in. Power up. Let's read the other one. Download from radio. Same port. There you go. Yep. So it works. I'm just going to try one more time. Same setup, just a matter of unplugging. I'm going to unplug the mic input, put in the USB, turn the radio on. The other one is off. And let's see if it will read this one. There you go. For some reason, it cannot communicate with this unit. Hopefully it's not a USB port issue. I will give Tidradio a call and find out if they have any suggestions. So it was nice to have this cable. I figured something like that might happen, so it works. Now I have another thing I want to do. I think you will enjoy. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to do a wireless copy. This only works for the H3. First of all, power off the radio that you want to send a copy to another radio. You hold down the function button. That's on the side of the radio, the little small button. I will show you that in the video. Holding down this button, power up the unit, and you will get a dialog saying you're in the wireless copy mode. You repeat the same thing on the other radio, same steps. Now, the first radio, the one that you want to send a copy to, press the function key, that little button on the small button on the side. It will send a copy to the other unit. Okay, let me demonstrate this copy. Both radios are turned off. Let's move this side for a minute. There's the function button right here. You hold that button down and power up. There you go. It says wireless copy. You do the same thing. Little button on the side. And hold it down and power up the unit. Wireless copy. I'm just going to turn down the volume a little bit because it's going to make a bit of noise. Okay. This is the master. This is the one I want to copy. I've done that already once, but this is demonstrated. This is my original one. This is the one that just came in. All I have to do is hit the function key. Works like a charm. Audio level not required. And with the update, you have the red and the green giving you indication. If you want to determine the frequency and the code a transmission is used, this is the way it's done. Okay, first thing we have to set, we'll go to menu, and then go for 0, 4, oops, minute. Try this again. 0, 4, 7. There we go. It has to be on. I believe it turns off every time you exit the mode. Okay. Now just hold the one button down, number 1. It's all ready. Now I will transmit with this one. There you go. Gives you the frequency, the channel, and there's no code on this frequency. And that's it. And I'll get out, and I'm going to hit. Okay, it's still on. Good. Let me try turning it off. And hitting menu. 0, 4, 7. It's on. Okay. So you can leave it on. There you go. This way you can determine the code that's used on a transmission so that you can join the conversation perhaps. Function 52, 53, and 54 was added April 4th, 2024. And function 55 and 56 was added April 27th, 2024. And basically allows you to scan a whole bunch of different bands. And that's it.